In this section 4.4, which is called Solving Multi-Step Inequalities, we will be bringing everything together. We're going to be adding and subtracting and multiplying, dividing to solve inequalities. So your learning goal for this section is to learn to solve multi-step inequalities. Now remember the rules for multiplying, dividing, and that one rule is that you must flip the inequality when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number. So here's example number 1. We are going to solve and check. Like solving equations, we are going to do the opposite to get the variable by itself. So in this inequality, we got 5 plus 4x, which is less than 21, and we are going to solve for x. Remember, your goal is to get x by itself, so you must do the opposite to get rid of this 5 and bring it to the other side. So to get rid of this 5, we must subtract 5. So we're subtracting 5 to both sides. And then this is 0, and 0 plus 4x is 4x, which is less than 21 minus 5 is 16. And then opposite of multiplying is dividing, so we're going to divide by 4, so x is less than 4. So any number that are less than 4 is the solution to that inequality. So here's your check. You rewrite the original and pick any number that are less than 4. So we're going to pick 0. So 4 times 0, we plug it in, is this side less than 21? Well, 4 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 5 is 5, and 5 is less than 21, so it checks. In example number 2, we will be solving for a word problem. So the word problem says that I have a rectangular banner which is 20 feet long with trimming that is at most 48 feet long. I want to know what is the possible width of the banner. So very first thing, we're going to figure out what is the possible width. So we define a variable, and we're going to state that W is going to represent the width. And I'm going to draw a picture of the banner, and this banner is 20 feet long, and I'm trying to figure out the width. Now the key word right here is at most. At most 48 feet. So the trimming that's going to go around this banner, that I'm going to put trimming around, all the way around, is at most 48 feet long. So the word at most 48 means that this is a maximum amount, so everything else has to be less than or equal to 48, and this trimming, which is the total length, is 24. It will be the perimeter of this rectangle. Well, to find the perimeter of a rectangle, you add up all the sides. So if you notice, I got W plus W, which makes it 2W, plus 20 plus 20, which is 40. So the perimeter of this has to be at most 48 feet long. So then now you have your inequality, and you just solve. So you subtract 40 to both sides. So 2W is less than or equal to 8. And then when you divide by 2, the width has to be at most 4 feet long. So at most 4 feet in width. Okay? Last example. And I'm going to call this example number 5 because I try to match the examples to the examples, similar examples in your textbook. Now this one we're going to solve. And let's see if you can do it. 5 times negative 3 plus x is less than or equal to 3 times 3x minus 2. If you noticed, you have to distribute first. So we're going to distribute those in. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15, plus 5 times x is 5x, and that's got to be less than or equal to 3 times 3x is 9x minus 6. Now we want to bring all the variables to one side and all the numbers to the opposite side, and I like to bring the smaller variable over to the bigger side. So this is plus 5x. I'm going to subtract 5x to both sides, which makes it negative 15 is less than or equal to 4x, and then minus 6, and then I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So then I got negative 9 is less than or equal to 4x, and then we divide by 4. So I got 9 over 4, negative 9 over 4, and because this was positive, I keep the inequality. So x has to be greater than or equal to negative 9 over 4. And that's it. This is solving inequalities using addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So we just solved multi-step inequalities.